Hello, I just want to show you this interesting anomaly here on this website. I'm looking at the West Pacific part of it, and it is November 14th, 2014. Let's see that right in there. It happens in, this is the timestamp for when that happened. Looks like right around 13th of November, which was yesterday. Sometime um, this is the bigger version of the map you can get on there. You can see something here and something over here. It's kind of an unusual thing. But the reason why I wanted to show you that, let's go back to here. The reason why I wanted to show you that unusual phenomena there is because here on IntelliCast, they had a really bad earthquakes yesterday, November 13th, 7.0, 6.7, and then they continued, and they're still having aftershocks. Those are pretty strong right here. This is in telecast. And as long as we're looking, we might as well look at the globe. Red means it happened within the last 6 hours. Yellow is the next 6 hours past, then orange, and then gray into 24 hours. And then there's this. So there's the last 24 hours of earthquakes over a certain amount. Here on RSOE, which is this emergency and disaster information. When I looked up last night, I thought it said that there was no chance of tsunami. But then I saw this little wave on here, and it's saying tsunami. For more information, click on here, and the description box, and then it talks about a tsunami that was 30 centimeters, which is about a foot. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually can cause a lot of damage. Okay, so that is that. There was also another thing on this map that interested me. I clicked on this airplane in the United States where it says there was a vehicle incident. For more information, I clicked on that and the description. And then here it's saying it's a growing problem that puts hundreds, if not thousands, of lives in danger, targeting airplanes with laser beams. It happened at 16 airports across the country on Wednesday night, including at Detroit Metropolitan Airport in Romulus. It is a potentially dangerous distraction that usually happens when a pilot's attention should be keenly focused on making a safe landing. And then this guy, Michael Conway, says, I think a lot of people who get a laser, especially these long-range industrial-linked one, treat them like a toy. And he is the spokesman for the Detroit Metropolitan Airport. If caught using them to track incoming aircraft, the people doing that will be treated like criminals by authorities, Conway says. Oh, wait, Conway says. 737-900 aircraft was on approach to runway 22R on Wednesday when it was targeted. The cockpit was lit up with a green laser light, said Conway. The Federal Aviation Authority, FAA, confirmed the incident, saying the plane was about 8 miles from the airport, flying at 3,000 feet, when the laser hit it from the left side. Now, a laser does not make any noise, just so you know that. But if the laser is a certain intensity, it can actually burn a hole through it. But they're not saying it did that. All it did was put light into the cockpit. Distracting a pilot or blinding a pilot, which can happen, at that particular moment is very, very dangerous, said Conway. It is one real it is one really why pointing a laser beam at an aircraft in flight is a federal offense. The instances of aircraft being targeted by lasers is increasing across the country, said Conway. According to the FAA, there have been more than 5,000 incidents so far in 2015. Now, this is the part that gets interesting. Nearly 40 of those have occurred at Detroit Metro. Conway says targeted pilots often help investigators zero in on the source. If they live in the area, they know the area, and they can pretty much, I like this, pretty much pinpoint where they think it came from, said Conway. In this case, Conway says the pilot of the plane targeted on Wednesday believes that the laser beam came from the Dearborn area. The FBI is investigating. Okay, to me, this is part of the Homeland Security issue, and this is coming at it from a different direction than what I've heard before, talking about it being a federal offense, and that it could blind the pilot so they can't see. But of course, they're able to see where it came from. Um, and I also am actually really offended that they can pretty much pinpoint. Now that's kind of vague. It came from an area there. But when you're up in an airplane, yes, you can see down, but if it's a laser, isn't it dark? And so then a specific area is going to be difficult to tell, really. But they're talking about this happening at the Detroit metro area. So they're going to be targeting people who are just walking around. I mean, it seems like kind of a really strange paranoia that could come from this. And if you have a laser light in your pocket, or better yet, something like this, which is on eBay where you can buy laser lights, and then you can have your own Christmas disco party, or like this one for your light show. These are really cheap, actually. If it wasn't for that thing, I might buy one for in my yard because that would be really fun. But now I really don't want to get arrested by the FBI. Look at this one is a remote. It has a remote with it. That's super cool. So you could be having a really fun party, or you could have a laser pen in your pocket, and you could end up in jail for attempted murder. I'm sorry. Um, these are actually super cool. And look at this one shooting into the sky there. U.S. stock military. Uh, oh, look at that. This is super cool stuff. That would fun. So if you're going to have a laser light, I guess the idea is don't show them outside because we really don't want anything like that happening to anybody. That would like spoil the Christmas party, going to jail, or possibly getting shot because you're considered a homeland security threat. And we still have a lot of issues over here with these diseases that, oh, excuse me, extreme weather, but that was on 10/27. Um, medical medical teams sent because of reported cases of hemorrhagic fever. That doesn't sound like extreme weather. Let's go to the description. Now this here says biological hazard. Federal Health Minister Budar Idris Abdul Garda recently said he directed to dispatch health teams to the 5 states of Darfur, no, I'm sorry, I'm totally messing that up, to investigate the hemorrhagic fever disease after the death of several people there. So they confirmed the arrival of federal teams. That is not good. Recently killed one person who died in a hospital. All this information is on this website. Let's go back again. It takes a while for it to load on my computer here. Oops, I didn't mean to get close like that. Well, I didn't mean to do that either. Sorry. I just want to move this over so you can see the title of the web link. And the link is below. And then what I like about this site is when you scroll down, they tell you, I need my screen bigger, but November 14th terror attack in France. And if I move it over here to details, now that level is bad, and I haven't been listening to the news today. France declared a state of emergency and secured its borders Friday night after attackers unleashed a coordinated wave of explosions, gunfire, and hostage-taking in Paris that left over 140 people dead and generated scenes of horror and carnage. Oh my God, I didn't even hear about this? Taken together, the assaults represented the deadliest day of attacks in France since World War II and one of the worst terrorist strikes on Western soil since September 11th, which we all know was not exactly as the media presented it. So that makes me wonder what this is then. Oh my God, this is awful. This is really awful. And I can't believe I didn't hear a thing about it. They are cutting everyone down one by one. Oh my God. Is this... The attacks were quickly celebrated online by the backers of the Islamic State and other extremist groups, which we know are related to the CIA. Now, of course, I don't know everything. I'm a person. But I do know that there's a lot of stuff that we do not hear the truth about, except for by some people who are willing to tell the truth, and it's generally not the media that is run by corporations and the banks. Okay, here is a YouTube video of President Francois Hollande declaring a state of emergency, and over here you can see part of this video that blames ISIS. I find this interesting after just reading to you about the laser lights, and I know that Homeland Security is going to be increased, and so is security, obviously, in France and other countries. So it looks like this is something to let us feel that it's okay to have increased policing because obviously our lives are being threatened. Which I do think our lives are being threatened by specifically who. I don't think we're being told that. I'm grateful for you and I'm here at your service. Bye.